Namaste, welcome to Pythagoras Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss about the concept of plane angle. We are pretty much familiar with the word angle. So especially when it comes to students, they're very familiar in using the word angle. For example, each angle of an equilateral triangle is 60 degrees. So we think that angle is measured in terms of degrees. Yes, that's right. But somehow I feel that this concept of angle it has become intuitive to many people because of its extensive usage. In this video, I'm going to cover the exact definition of angle, what is the origin of this word angle, and all the details about angle. So precisely we are talking about plane angle. So when we say angle, it is plane angle which is created in the plane. So because I use the word plane, let me first explain what is the mathematical definition of a plane. Any surface, so take any surface, choose any 2 points on the surface, say A and B, and join these 2 points with a straight line. If each and every point on this line lies on the surface, then that surface is known as a plane. For example, I can show you. Say take this surface, this is a plane, because choose any 2 points and join with a straight line. Every point of that line will lie on this particular surface. So this surface is a plane. Now suppose if you're bending it this way, the surface is curved. It's no more a planar surface, it's a curved surface. The surface of this paper, as you see, has become curved. If you choose a point here and another point here and draw the straight line, all the points of the straight line are not lying on the surface. So this curved surface is not a plane. As simple as that. So plane angle is the angle formed between 2 lines in a plane. Always if you have any 2 lines would form a plane. So if you have this line and another line, 2 lines will create a plane in which both of them lie. So consider these 2 lines, line 1 and line 2, for example. So angle is formed between them. So what is the definition of this angle? What is the mathematical definition of this angle? So from the point of intersection, so take a point of intersection, cut an arc of radius r. So cut an arc of radius r. These lines, straight lines, can be of any length, it doesn't matter. From the point of intersection, we are cutting an arc of radius r. Now the plane angle theta is defined as length of the arc by radius of the arc. Or I would say length of the arc. The length of the arc is this length. This is the length of the arc L, and radius is r. So length of the arc by radius of the arc. So L by r. This is theta. So plane angle is a scalar, and the units of plane angle, the SI units of plane angle is radian. So we measure angle in terms of radians. The symbol of this radians is RAD. Degrees is the practical unit of angle, but the SI unit, the fundamental unit of plane angle is radian. Because plane angle is a fundamental quantity, or to be more clear, it is a supplementary quantity added under the list of fundamental physical quantities by system of units, international system of units. So the SI units of plane angle would be radians and not degrees. Degrees is the practical unit. For practical purposes, we use the unit of degree for plane angle. So this is the definition of plane angle. This is the origin of the plane angle. This is how we got the word plane angle, or simply we call it angle. Angle formed between these 2 lines. So L is equal to r theta. Now, if you have a circle, so for example, consider a circle. Yeah, so consider a circle. This is the radius. So this angle, whatever it is formed, this angle is length of the arc by radius of the arc. Now length of the arc is this 1/4 of the circumference of the circle. Now if you take the arc till here, such that the length of the arc is nothing but the circumference of the semicircle, then the angle formed is this, which you call as 180 degrees, which is length of the semicircular arc by the radius. Now consider the radius, consider full arc of a circle. Full arc of a circle is its circumference, and this is the radius. So this full arc by circumference, by radius, length of the arc is circumference by radius, is the total angle which is subtended at the center of the circle. Total angle subtended by the radius at the center of the circle is, by the definition of the plane angle, length of the arc, that is total circumference, by radius. And what it is, we already know, for any circle, the ratio of its circumference to diameter is constant, which is pi. So that is c by diameter is 2 times of radius, which is equal to pi. So from here we get c by r is equal to 2 times of pi. So I'll write it as 2 pi radians. Or the symbol of radians, we can use a superscript c, or half a circle. So this is 2 pi radians. The angle subtended at the center of the circle, full circle, is 2 pi radians. So this is where you get c by r is 2 pi. So circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. This is a derivation of the expression for circumference of a circle, which is 2 pi r. We got it from here. So it is c by r is 2 pi. So c is equal to 2 pi r. I did not use the word degrees yet. The units of measurement of plane angle is radians, and this is the definition of it. Now if you consider only half a circle, so consider half a circle. What is the angle subtended by this? Half circle at its center, half circle circumference, which is c by 2, or I'll write like this, c by 2, half of the circumference by r, which is c by 2r. And we know c by r is 2 pi. So c by 2r is nothing but pi radians. So angle subtended by half the circle is pi radians. Similarly, if you take a quarter circle, what is the angle subtended by a quarter circle at the center? So angle subtended by the quarter circle, this is nothing but the length of the arc would be 1/4 of the circumference, that is c by 4, by radius, that is r, which is c by 4r. And c by 4r will be pi by 2 radians. So the angle subtended by the complete circle at the center is 2 pi radians. Angle subtended by half the circle at the center is pi radians. And angle subtended by 1/4 of a circle at the center, which is nothing but the angle between two perpendicular lines, which is pi by 2 radians. Then what is degrees now? Now the question arises, what is degrees that we are used to when we are talking about angle? So there should be a converting factor. So if you take any circle, the total angle subtended by the circle at the center is divided into 360 parts. So each part is 1 degree. The total angle subtended at the center of the circle is divided into 360 parts. So each part is 1 degree. So this entire angle, that is 360 degrees, which corresponds to 2 pi radians. So degrees, we use the symbol superscript full circle. Radians, a superscript half a circle, or it's like a C. So from here, we can derive that 180 degrees divided by 2 on both sides is nothing but pi radians. This is the conversion of degrees to radians. Pi radians is equivalent to 180 degrees, or divide by 2, 90 degrees, which is the angle between two perpendicular lines, is nothing but pi by 2 radians. Especially students are confused about this conversion, because when they say sine 180 degrees, you can also express it as sine pi radians, which is equal to 0. So sine 180 degrees is same as sine pi radians, but we usually don't represent these symbols. We simply write sine 180. We use degrees, but when it comes to radians, we simply write sine pi. We are used to writing this sine pi. So students are under the misconception that the value of pi is equal to 180. No, the value of pi is not 180. It is just a conversion of degrees to radians. It is another way of expressing 180 degrees. Another way of expressing 180 degrees is pi radians. So it should actually be sine 180 degrees, or you can express it as sine pi radians. It doesn't mean that the value of pi is 180. This is absolutely wrong. We have already covered about the value of pi in one of the videos, the origin of pi and the approximated value of pi, that is 3.14. So pi value remains 3.14 approximately. So it is basically 180 degrees, that is equal to 3.14 radians approximately, because we cannot write the exact value of pi. So when I say sine 180 degrees, it is nothing but sine 3.14 radians. Instead of writing 3.14, instead of writing the number 3.14, we are using the symbol pi, that's all. It doesn't mean that the value of pi is equal to 180. So hope this has cleared the misconception about the pi, and it is not equal to 180. So pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So this is the story of plane angle. And when you have 1 degree, this 1 degree, you have an idea, right? So when you divide this entire angle into 360 parts, then each part is 1 degree. Now what is 1 radian? So how do we get idea about 1 radian? It's like this. Suppose take a circle of radius r. You can take a thread. You can take a thread and place it against the radius. So take a thread whose length is equal to the radius of the circle and try to place it over the circumference of the circle this way. It's like this. Try to place it this way. So how many times you can do it? You can place it once, from here again twice, then thrice, and you are left out with a very, very small portion. Because this entire angle is 3.14 radians, which is pi radians. The angle subtended by the semicircle at the center is pi radians, which is 3.14 radians approximately. So you'll get 3 times of this thread, and a little bit is left over, and you cannot calculate exact value of that length which is left over. So just for an idea of what is 1 radian. So 1 radian is something like this. So can we convert 1 radian into degrees? How many degrees are there in 1 radians? Yes, we can use that. Pi radian, 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. So 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degrees. So these many degrees are there in 1 radian, or you can do it the other way around. So 1 degree is how many radians? So I can say you can divide by 180 on both sides in this. So 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. So this is about the concept of plane angle. And is there any other unit of angle? What if the angle is less than 1 degree? Is that significant? Yes, especially in physics, when we try to estimate the distance of the nearest star from the surface of the earth, we use a method called parallax method. For that method in physics, an indirect way of measuring the distance, we need to deal with angles less than 1 degree. So do we have any other unit of angle if the angle is less than 1 degree? Yes. So we'll talk about that in the next video. Thank you so much.